What's up, world? JJ Lumber Viking. Today I'm going to give y'all my testimony. Don't know why. I was just listening to KJ Osborne, scariest movie ever. If you don't know, you should check that guy out. I've been watching him for a long time, like 10 plus years. I feel like I know the guy. So I got a little cold. I got not a lot to do. But kind of just beat my little bug and then get my butt back to work tomorrow. So I'm from Georgia, North Georgia. I was born in upstate New York. My folks moved my sister and I down to Georgia, North Georgia, North Atlanta-ish, when we were real young, so all I really know of New York and upstate New York is, traveling to see family and business and stuff like that, But as far as I'm concerned, I'm from Georgia, raised like a Georgian. I think like a Georgian. Good old boy. So I was raised up going to church. I was raised up good. I had a mother and a dad and a sister and a dog and we went to church on Sundays. My sister was a competitive cheerleader. I played hockey my whole life, real competitive hockey, lots of travel teams, really committed parents, really led us in the right way, We were at the club all the time, playing golf. Sister played tennis, dive teams, stuff like that, man. And it was a beautiful childhood. So I knew Christ growing up. I prayed to Christ. I was always raised to know, to have a relationship with God. And not long after my really nice childhood, things just got crazy, spiraled out of control. I remember the 2009 house collapse happened. There was no more country clubs. Family was broke. Dad went to jail for some white collar stuff. We went from living in a big 4-bedroom home, playing golf every weekend and going to church all the time, to never seeing my dad. He was out of sorts. When he did come back around, just life wasn't the same, living in bad neighborhoods and stuff, what we considered bad neighborhoods, I just got involved in all the wrong stuff. I was real mad about everything going on. Then not long after that, my dad killed himself. That was a real tragic thing in my life. A year after that, I shot somebody in my mother's house. That wasn't good. So between the ages of 13 and 16, I was getting involved in little petty street gangs, lots of fist fights and dust ups. It was fun, honestly. But it wasn't good. And then that just got worse, hanging out with little street gangs and doing little dope deals, and became selling dope. And then I figured out that I was an okay dope dealer, but I was a much better robber. So I was like a stick up kid in my town, my neck of the woods. If you were a dope dealer and you went to another high school in the county over or something, you could have very well been targeted by me and my friends. That just escalated and escalated. My mom and pop, I remember one day my mom came to this trap house and was and again, this is North Georgia, man. So you're talking woods and pretty country, it's suburby, woodsy, but lots of apartment complexes, if you know what I'm saying. And so she pulled up to this one house and she cried and begged and begged and begged and was like, I don't want to see you, you're going to end up two places, one of two places. And I told her, that's okay with me and blah, blah, blah. She begged me to go to college. So I went to college. When I got to college, I was good at college. I mean, I'm a smart guy, right? So, I mean, making good marks was easy, attendance was easy, but I was a bouncer at a bar. I'm not a small guy. I mean, I'm not a big guy, so to be a bouncer at that time, I had to be pretty active, Yeah, I was selling cocaine. We were picking up real good cocaine in this junkyard and selling it. I was running pounds of weed from Atlanta to Athens. I was in it, and I remember the violence was getting pretty bad. And I remember the drugs were getting bad. And I remember going home, and there was one night that happened. And I'm not really going to go into the details, but it was bad. Somebody's life has been changed forever. And, not only do you change somebody's life, but, that has a ripple effect. So, when something happens to somebody, or you make a stupid mistake, or say something, you're not just affecting that one person, you're affecting many people. Whatever happened to that guy that night, if he had a wife or a girlfriend, she was affected, his parents were affected, who knows how affected he is to this day. I pray for forgiveness about it all the time, honestly. And then later that night, because I was used to that kind of stuff, I kept partying. I ended up doing some wild stuff with some girls. And I didn't sleep that night. I felt like I was just getting attacked, but I wasn't getting attacked. I mean, I kept hearing God, Well, I didn't sleep. I walked home. When I walked home, I just kept hearing God, and I found a little Bible study at the university. I didn't go to the university. I went to a community college outside of the university and sold cocaine. But I met this pastor. I don't remember his name. Really cool guy, man. And he could tell that I was different than everyone else in class. I was always sitting in the back. I was always wearing, a denim jacket with the sleeves cut off. Always smelling like cigarettes walking in. And he kind of cut me out from the herd and brought me to the side and started saying, I want to talk to you more and mentor you more, and I brought one of my friends that I was kind of sponsoring at the time. I've always kind of had friends and stuff that I've taken care of and had, when they're going through some stuff, I've always looked out for them. And he was one of those at the time. He was staying at my place, and so he started going. That guy started calling us the Sons of Thunder. That's a biblical reference if you know the story. Because we were wild, man. We were really wild. That friend's not here with us anymore, rest in peace to him. So after spending lots of time with that guy, I really started realizing that I had to change my life. I had to get the heck out of there, and I did, man. I went home and stayed with my parents, my mom and my stepdad. They stayed in the city, and so I stayed in Atlanta with them, and the Lord blessed me with an awesome church 2 blocks away. So I would just Bible study on Wednesday, church on Sunday. I got a job. I was just getting away from drugs and violence and gangs and all that stuff, which is really hard, man. You gotta really mean it. You gotta really, really commit to it, and you just basically have to go to work, go to the gym, go to church, don't answer your phone, go to work, go to the gym, go to church, go to work, just every single day, and if you, the devil does his work with idle hands, that's why it's so important every single day to get out there and do something and grind and keep pushing pushing your life to the next height. And so I moved home. I started getting my life together, and I just started doing all kinds of jobs, any job I could get. My old ways were still coming in. I remember I tried working at a restaurant. I was a bartender at a nice restaurant. I had to wear a bow tie. I jumped over the bar one night and pummeled a guy, you know? I mean, I was clearly mentally ill. I wasn't thinking right, you know? Lost that job. No one was mad at me. The guy was an asshole. He had the shit coming, you know? I was just the one to put it there to him. But again, that's not my job to do. I didn't know that at the time, but so it's been a long, hard journey. You know, I started moving furniture, doing interior design. I've really stuck with that. I was really able to excel in the moving furniture because you're working with a lot of really gritty people. You're working with a lot of high potential to keep move forward in your life. So yeah, I've been doing that for a long time. I'm not going to go into that too much, but that really saved me in a lot of ways. And that's how I found myself here in Utah. My first business that I was involved with was in Atlanta and New York. And then after that, I took a position with a company doing logistics in Southern California. When I was in Southern California, I flew from a client in New York over to Southern California, and we passed over this crazy-ass place in the desert Southwest that I fell in love with, and I moved out here right around the same time that I was cleaning my life up. I was doing a lot of research, right? That's when YouTube first popped off, so a lot of information was coming out. So I was doing a lot of self-seeking, a lot of self-healing, you know, and I started getting into a lot of more conspiratorial stuff, you know, conspiracy facts, if you will. So yeah, I ended up moving out to the desert Southwest. I work remotely, and, the good Lord saved my life, man. He saved my life, and he gives me peace every day, and life never stops happening, you know? I'm going through some stuff currently right now that a lot of people would say that sucks, you know? It's a really bad thing to go through. But I have that peace, you know? I have that solace. And I'm not saying I'm perfect, you know? I struggle every day, you know? I miss the mark every day, but I try, you know? I try to grow. Try to grow in the Lord. But yeah, I don't know why I felt the need to have my testimony here and now. I guess the Lord put it on my heart. Like I said, I was watching KJ. You know, I want this channel to have good impact on people's life, you know? So, yeah, man, I I know I'm crying or whatever, got teary-eyed, but it's not just my testimony, it's the family stuff that's going on, but, yeah, I can't recommend it enough. If you don't know God, if you don't know Jesus, try it out. Ask for him. I've never once known anyone in my life that has said, I called out to God, I called out to Jesus, I said, I want a relationship with you, and 5 years later they didn't have a relationship. I've never once heard that, not that I'm hating on anyone else, and you do you, boo-boo. You have your own life, and your own environment and cultures and all that. You do you, but I'm just telling you what worked for me. And the same way that I show you my saddle configurations for your considerations, the same way I show you that stuff, or my EDC or whatever, my biggest EDC is Jesus Christ, and that's the number one tool you can have as a prepper, is not only faith that he's got your back, but also faith that this world is just a worldly, man, this is not our place, right? Our place is up there, and so we have nothing to fear, So yeah, that's I guess that's at the end of the day why the Lord put it on my heart, is because this is y'all's biggest prep. This is y'all's biggest EDC right here, is have a relationship with God. Yeah, so I just want to thank you. Sorry, I got emotional there for a second. Talking about faith and God and stuff, when it's deep and it means a lot and it hits you hard, it really can rattle your cage, I'll try not to do any more sappy stuff like this. And don't think this lightning bolt is some crazy symbolism. My niece bought me this for Christmas. Okay, of course I'm gonna wear it. I got faith in God. So, yeah. Have a happy new year. 2024 is gonna be on and popping. Hope you're doing your push-ups, swim some laps, shoot some arrows, boy. Plant some flowers. Read your book. All the other stuff. So, yeah. Cheers.